I found Down syndrome Barbie at Target, and that created the whole crusade to find the rest of the what I would call alt Barbies. Some of it is in the Fashionistas line, but Down syndrome Barbie is not a part of the Fashionistas line. So I went outside of the Down syndrome Barbie arena, went into the Fashionistas line, and my point is there's a lot of cool things going on in the Barbie line, aside from what is traditional and what most of us may know as Barbie, especially growing up, especially depending on your age demographic. Down syndrome Barbie is endorsed here by NDSS, National Down Syndrome Society. Okay, finally got her open. She was a bit of a process. You know, when it comes to collectible dolls or action figures, I don't think a lot of them are meant to be taken out of the package. They're meant to just stay in there forever. But I'm an out-of-box collector, so as you can see behind me, so here we are. And I didn't know that Down syndrome Barbie has leg braces. Look at that. She has leg braces on. Oh, very, very excited to own this figure. She doesn't... I say figure. You can say doll.
What?
Head movement, shoulder, hips. Now, the difference between, I think, traditional Barbie hips is that she can kind of go wide. She can go a wide stance or a narrow stance. She does go back and forth per traditional Barbie, but has a little more hip articulation. And look at this hair. My gosh. I wish I had this hair. Now, after Down syndrome Barbie, I discovered Chelsea. So sort of a smaller version of the fully articulated 12-inch Barbie in a wheelchair. Chelsea Barbie is here on her wheelchair. Looking very cool. Oh, boy. She's kind of strapped in there. I'm not going to remove that. The sunglasses are kind of strapped in. Not going to remove those. Going to leave those. And look at this. She has a wheelchair ramp. And then I discovered, quite by accident, Vitiligo Ken Barbie. I discovered all these by accident. Nobody told me nothing. You know, the thing about the toy industry is nobody tells you nothing. You got to stay tuned. You got to keep your finger on the pulse of the toy industry, on the doll industry, on the action figure industry. See what's going on. See what's coming out. Otherwise, you just get hit. So I discovered Down syndrome Barbie, then Chelsea Barbie in a wheelchair, then Vitiligo Ken I discovered at the 99 store for $9.99. Let's get them open. Ken Barbie with vitiligo. Did we ever think we would see this day? No. No, we didn't. I have so many stories to tell you, seriously, about like...
3 weeks later.
Okay, so after discovering vitiligo Ken Barbie, I then discovered prosthetic leg Barbie. What? Got her for $5.99 at Marshall's. This is part of the Fashionistas line, just like the vitiligo Ken. It's not labeled here, though. But this is labeled as Barbie number 189. So here's where I think Mattel missed the boat, though. There is a 12-inch Barbie in a wheelchair, and she is fully articulated. And yet the prosthetic leg Barbie is not fully articulated. Come on, Mattel. She is like, I think, a 5 points of articulation figure. That is the hips, shoulder rotation, and then head movement. Look at this hair, my gosh. Why can't my hair be like this? Look at that. Gorgeous hair. So a beautiful figure with a prosthetic leg. There, it looks like she might have like, she may have had like either a thigh injury or some sort of birth defect. You know, the word birth defect, I don't know. You know how it is nowadays. The point is she might have been born with only about down to here on the thigh, and then we give her a prosthetic leg going down to the ankle, and then she's able to carry on with her life. She comes with sunglasses. Oh, the arms go out too. That's pretty neat. Okay, so it's not just back and forth on the arms. She can go out too. Okay, very nice. Okay, this is prosthetic leg Barbie. This is hearing aid Barbie. Again, she's not labeled. Here she's labeled just as 187. Kind of a weird number. You think they would have bypassed 187. Doesn't have a good connotation. But anyway, here she is. I discovered her. And let's open her up. See, she has the hearing aid there. Hard to see. She has 2 hearing aids. Hearing aid Barbie also has phenomenal hair. As a bald guy, I can't just help but envy such beautiful hair. Really, seriously. Great hair. This is another 5 points of articulation, I believe. Yeah, she has cool boots, but she has hips. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That's 5 points of articulation. So a lot of good articulation as far as that goes. Would have loved to have had, Mattel has really branched into the fully articulated line. So there are Barbie dolls with full articulation as we would expect from a modern day action figure, now going into the realm of the 12-inch doll. So as far as her level of deafness or hearing impairedness, depends on how you look at it. Recently I spoke to a friend of mine who's really in touch with the deaf community, and she told me the phrase is no longer hearing impaired, but is indeed deaf. But the problem with that, from my perspective, if I may add my 2 cents, is someone who has a hearing impairment may not be deaf, maybe just have challenges in hearing, so may have hearing aids, but may not identify as deaf. So there's a lot of gray areas today. But the point is, I'm excited that we do have a widely marketed doll that gives a shout out and a tip of the hat to the hearing impaired and or the deaf community. So I'm proud to have this doll. I really am. Curvy Vitiligo Barbie. She's not just curvy. She doesn't just have vitiligo. She's curvy Vitiligo Barbie. And this is number 171. And I got her for 25% off. Got her for $9.99 minus 25%. So got her for $7.50, which was less expensive than the Big Lots store liquidation sale, which was 10% off, $10.99. So Barnes & Noble is a better deal than Big Lots liquidation. Come on, guys. All right, let's get her out of package. So the last Barbie doll I found as part of this what I'm calling alt Barbie line, is Curvy Vitiligo Barbie. She's curvy and she has vitiligo. And she is gorgeous. Yeah. It's not right for me to fall in love with a doll, is it?
What?
Look at that hair. My gosh. All these Barbies have such beautiful hair. It's like rubbing it in my face that I'm a bald man. Look at that hair. My gosh. Okay, so she is curvy. She's got a little more curviliciousness to her. And she has vitiligo. Let's see what she looks like next to Vitiligo Malibu Ken. Look at that. Talk about representation. I love representation. I really do. You're talking to a guy who grew up with...
Several months later.
So go out there and get Chelsea in a wheelchair, prosthetic leg Barbie, hearing aid Barbie, Down syndrome Barbie with leg braces, Vitiligo Ken, Malibu Ken, and Curvilicious, well, I'm calling her Curvilicious, Curvy Vitiligo Barbie. Thanks for watching, everybody.